Welcome back to the Block Runner Podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, I-Man.
Yo.
All right, dude. Episode 109, and we just...
in the books.
We just...
Well, not yet.
Well, almost, yeah.
Currently in the books. But, yeah, we just spent...
Talking about Gary Vee, the oracle in blockchain, dude.
We just spent the last 30 minutes debating, first of all, what to talk about. But
yeah.
if you've been in the space, you know Gary Vee has entered. He's totally penetrated, crypto and especially NFTs, like pretty deep.
Yeah.
He's balls deep at this point. If you go to his Twitter feed, if you don't know who Gary Vee is, I mean, he's a popular figure in like entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
He's like one of the big, motivational guys. And also like an investor type.
Yeah, huge entrepreneur. He's an investor now.
Mm-hmm.
And
a lot of influence, a lot of people who...
He's probably like one of the bigger influencers.
Exactly. Like one of the bigger influencers and like advocates of like straight hustling and grinding and whatnot.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
So good guy to have in the space for sure if you're trying to like inspire more, participation. But the point is, so we just... Because knowing this, we've been kind of delving into his recent, discussions on the topic of crypto and Bitcoin and NFTs. And we stumbled across a video titled, what does it say?
It says, if you understand this video about blockchain, you are in the top 0.0001% of the people that get it.
So we can't play it, unfortunately, for you guys to sit through it like what we just watched because I guess copyright reasons, right? Like all that stuff.
Yeah, the links are in the description, though.
Yeah, so I recommend just
It's only 5 minutes.
Gander. It's a little 5-minute talk, but it's the reason why it's important to us when we freaking first saw it. It's very reminiscent to like these conversations me and you have back and forth. You're in the camp of nothing bad will ever happen to crypto. I'm in the camp of something bad's about to happen to crypto. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that means I get it, dude, and you don't.
Apparently, you're one of the 8,000 people on the planet who get it. I did the math.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
0.00.
It's 0.0001%.
Fuck yeah, dude! I made the 8K.
That's what's You're the top 8,000 people that get it, dude.
According to Gary Vee. Yeah, dude. That's what's up, man. Like, can I put that on my resume? Like, what the heck? I get it, dude. Yeah. I'm 0.001%. Gary Vee told me so.
Yeah.
But the thing I get is the when me and Will discuss like the future of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, like off the record and even on the record, Will likes to say things like, just follow the math, follow the
moon math.
The models are there. The math is predictable. It's all set in motion.
Yeah.
And you can kind of look into 10 years, 20 years into the future, and you can see where this ship is headed,
Yeah.
If you pull up all the Willy Woos, the Willy Wonkas of the crypto space, all the crazy charts they've, compiled.
Yeah.
What the big figure you like to throw out, $100 trillion Bitcoin. Wait, no. $100 million Bitcoin?
100 trillion eventually.
Okay. 100 you mean like market cap of Bitcoin. The asset itself, right?
Yeah,
or the
trillion.
Price of a Bitcoin.
No, the price of a Bitcoin would be up to 10 million eventually one day.
Okay, so basically 10x like gold's current valuation. Like you think that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people subscribe to that I tell Will and people like Will, think about what you're saying here. You're thinking about the Bitcoin assets itself is going to outperform the legacy hedging asset of the world for the last I don't know how many 100 years.
Yeah.
It's the asset that civilizations have leveraged as like the backbone, the support thing to all of their economics,
Yeah.
It's the safe space of money. Gold, currently around 10 trillion. So
10 to 12 trillion, yeah.
So you're saying Bitcoin's going to be 10 times that impactful? I understand it. Like from a technical perspective, it's probably 10 times more, if not like infinitely times more efficient. Like as far as like
it works as a better gold than gold does.
Yeah, you like to use the like going from analog
to digital. Yeah,
it's that kind of like same exponential growth.
Yeah,
or adoption. You know what I mean? Like it's the same type of transition, I guess, we're going to witness. But I say no because if you sit there and think about it, like. The pathway to get to that point means like so many detrimental effects on like our current infrastructure. The fact that we're so pinned to that, we're so pegged to modern day traditional finance and whatnot.
Yeah.
For Bitcoin to completely like dissolve all of that, it's not a good picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what you say is the ultimate end result of $100 trillion Bitcoin is potentially World War III.
Yeah, and Gary says the same thing.
Yeah, he says the same thing. Which
but I'm also saying, see, I didn't want to talk about this because it's very like doom and gloom and like potentially depressing. But even if you remove Bitcoin from the equation and cryptocurrency, say it never happened, Satoshi never invented anything.
Okay.
We're still kind of like on that trajectory, like from the traditional finance ecosystem is kind of like...
It kills itself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's precedence for fiat currency killing itself every 100 years.
Yeah, like this is a normal part of like human history, right? Where, people reinvent new ways to, fuck yourselves.
So you could say World War III, a financial World War III, is inevitable.
Yeah. Because of,
Because who's going to be the next superpower? If it's not the United States, it might be China or it might be Russia.
Yeah, there's always someone next in line, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's all throughout history, there's never been like a steady, empire. And the United States did a pretty damn good job, and because of that, we have massive leverage over today's current economic infrastructure. The U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
All of the world has to respect it and has to,
bend the knee.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been saying, like, dude, it's not such an easy like concept for me to think that like the government's just going to be okay with things like DeFi that are looming, things that completely like eliminate the need for, American capitalism or American, controlled finance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
I understand that sentiment.
Yeah.
And I think if Satoshi never invented Bitcoin or blockchain or anything like that, we were headed this way anyways.
Yeah.
And it was going to be China the next leader or Russia the next leader or some other country who happens to like, win, right?
Yeah.
Just because they have better technology in this eventual war, if you will.
Yeah.
But we have Satoshi, we have blockchain. The next world reserve currency is going to be owned by those who hold Bitcoin.
See, I understand. Okay, that's good. Yeah, the reality is crypto is here. Yeah, blockchain's here, Bitcoin's here. It's currently working. Fortunately, it almost feels like too good to be true. Like this is like a totally like a scripted, like climactic point of the narrative of human.
People will look back at this exact moment, this 20-year stretch, but before Bitcoin and after Bitcoin.
Yeah,
we're gonna be one of the luckiest people ever to be born.
Yeah, I think so. Like
I think this is going to be
not
that
only
era.
To not only witness it, but to participate in it. Yeah, to front run it and understand what's coming. To be able to understand the implications of you say $100 trillion Bitcoin, but by that point we won't be calling it $100 trillion.
It's not going to be $100 trillion. It's just going to be.
It's going to be Bitcoin and Satoshi if it wins out to that scale. Where now, in order to get to that point, the new safe haven asset for all government, all human organizations around the planet is Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's just your percentage ownership of the network.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And so but in order for that to happen, some seriously like messed up shit has to happen before that. This isn't like some like, all right, like, what, we had a good run here as the United States of America, or at China or Russia, whatever, us global superpowers.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, I like this new technology you guys are working on over here. You're trying to,
unseat us.
Yeah, unseat us and bring to power a whole segment of human society that we've, historically suppressed through our economic activity. We've been needing these people to kind of like fuel our growth throughout history.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to manufacture. Somebody's got to, do all the things that us superpowers don't want to do.
As these superpowers have taken over, they've also alienated over 1 billion people from not participating.
True.
And they don't even have access to internet. And some of them don't even have access to water. So these are the things as a global ecosystem we need to solve, because there is another Elon out there who doesn't have food.
Yeah. No,
right?
I agree. But again, how does that doesn't help the people in power today?
It does, because it pumps their bags. Whatever bags that they're holding, the more people that participate in the financial system, the more money that they could potentially make. It expands the market the more people are involved.
Well, expands the that's true.
The addressable market.
I guess just like the global economy in a sense, yeah.
And if a technology enables those people to have a bank account, which is their own wallet, it serves them better. Now, yeah, the biggest loser is the United States, but they could still end up being a lot better than they were before because there's a lot more people in the market. I mean, I think if they think this through, they will figure this out because we can't be the only 8,000 people who understand this, right?
Yeah.
We just can't be.
Yeah, I think his figure might have been a little exaggerated.
No, for sure, but
yeah,
I'm egging it on because it makes a point.
Yeah, I'm definitely not top 8K. I've never been top anything really, to be honest. So definitely not top in that respect. But I just have a different perspective on things. Yeah,
I get you though. I get it, and it is hard for the United States to just sit on their hands and be like, well, it looks like the end is near, boys.
Yeah, I guess the music stops. I guess fuck it. It was gonna happen at some point. Nah, no, that's not how that's not how people currently in that position of control and power exercise that power and control.
Yeah,
that's never happened in human history. That never will happen.
Think about this though. There are companies bigger than many countries, and those companies are buying Bitcoin. So a company like Tesla buying Bitcoin is the equivalent of a country buying Bitcoin.
But regardless, Tesla, no matter how much money they accrue, they'll never have the power of a government. They don't have any control over
No, absolutely not. But by acquiring
legislature.
Bitcoin, they're competing with governments now. From
on a financial perspective, right? There's no actual legislative.
For sure, yeah. Obviously,
impact.
Tesla can't launch a war or anything.
Well, yeah, exactly. Unless Elon's building some kind of Mars laser beam.
Yeah.
It's what government is if you don't do what I say, I'm fucking
beam you.
I'm just gonna beam your White House or whatever.
Yeah.
He could be doing something like that, but doubtful.
It's
very doubtful. That would be the script I would write if I was writing this script. Elon Musk just turns into this giant supervillain at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's conspiracy theory started.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, man, I don't know. But having said all that,
but I mean, Gary Vee is saying what you're saying.
Yeah,
and the governments are not gonna let this just ride right into the sunset without any pushback.
What can they do? That's where the speculation comes in. We've talked about this in the podcast. What can they actually do? I mean, there are some attack vectors in place,
on ramps and off ramps,
the fiat on and off ramps. Yeah, that and just simply making it, they already heavily regulate American participation in things. We're United States citizens. We can't even participate in IDOs, the hottest thing happening in crypto.
Yeah.
We're totally cucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that respect. And a lot of other respects. So what makes you think they're just going to be okay, once we truly understand now what's happening, we're seeing Bitcoin into the multiples of trillions now, holy crap, this is actually a direct threat to our the leverage we currently have on the world's stage.
Yeah. That reminds me of the meme from Morpheus. He was like, what if I told you the money you're using wasn't real?
That wasn't actually a quote in the movie, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But
what was the actual quote? What if I told you?
What if the air you're breathing wasn't real?
Yeah, pretty much. What if I told you nothing's real, right?
Yeah, something like that.
You're living in a freaking simulation, brah.
Yeah.
Good movie. They're remaking that movie, you know that?
I don't think they're remaking it. They're making the fourth one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be dope. Dude, why are you checking your phone on the podcast, bro?
I got a message, dude.
Okay. Just had to call you out on that.
Safety.
That's very
Safety
rude.
first, dude.
That's very mean. Safety first, yeah. It's nuke inbound. It's oh shit. It's just ignore that. We're on the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I guess we're just I'm not gonna classify myself. I'm just being pessimistic. I think I'm right in my assumptions.
I think you're realistic about it. I'm going a step further and saying there's not a whole lot for them to do. And
yeah, but you say things it's better for them to just hop on board and to support.
It is better. That's the thing.
But it
is better.
You said it's better in the sense that it's better, to incubate tech, Silicon Valley. And encourage people to come, make America or China or whatever, this hub of innovation for blockchain, it was for tech, original tech, Silicon Valley-esque tech. But that's not true.
But
because all that Silicon Valley innovation had like there's nothing on the other end of that
resulted in the demise of the dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. But we just said that even without Satoshi, the demise of the dollar was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, but I don't know if the government might know that. I don't know. Do you think they know like this whole thing is fucked? I think they know.
I think they know. Yeah, they know now. They have to know now.
I think they've known. I think they've known.
They've known for sure because they made the rules. And,
exactly.
And there is many people throughout history saying that fiat currency is bad. Yeah. It's the same saying that goes, give me a gun and I'll rob a bank. Give me a bank and I'll rob the world. And the quote came from understanding how fiat worked.
Yeah. It's not like everyone on the outside of the government infrastructure, like we see it coming. We recognize all the flaws just because they're internal within that system. It's not like they're impervious to that knowledge. They know. Yeah. They know everything we know.
Yeah.
But they know how to like which levers to pull and which strings to, snip or whatever the fuck here and there to keep this fucking thing going.
Yeah.
But they also know at some point, we cannot keep doing this.
See, but that's the thing.
Everyone's going to lose confidence in this. It's already starting to happen. And now we have this thing looming that's directly like a much better like financial. Yeah, it's an alternative that people are subscribing to at an alarming rate.
This is the first time we've had an alternative.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal in the sense that like just like Ethereum's kind of in trouble in a sense. Like they're not in trouble, but
there's competitors now.
Now Ethereum, for the longest time, Ethereum was really the only viable smart contract platform, in existence. Now we have so many competitors.
Yeah.
I mean, you can argue whether or not like they're actually truly decentralized and whatnot, but regardless of your own personal like sentiment or beliefs on like what like the archetypical blockchain is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Like it's happening no matter what.
Yeah.
Because all that really matters at the end of the day is community.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not so much the tech, it's the community,
Yeah, and I mean, Ethereum has such an advantage just because they were first.
Yeah.
And the SEC has deemed them too decentralized for them to be a security. Right? That's not the same for Avalanche or Elrond or Tezos or any of these.
We don't know yet, right? They don't have that stamp of approval.
Yeah.
So what does that stamp even mean? They're too
decentralized to be a security.
So basically, like that's the government recognizing like we can't fuck with it.
It's like it's a utility. It's a utility service.
Yeah.
So they can't really do anything. I mean, what are they gonna ding everybody that is holding ETH so we can like hold transactions? And no, I mean,
essentially, if it gets too overblown into like once they recognize like this is a runaway train that if we don't stop, it's truly like
So it's like if you've ever held ETH, you are liable
maybe
for
not that extreme. It's like whenever they made things like guns illegal, they don't go back in your purchases. Okay, you bought guns 10 years ago, you're being thrown away in prison.
Yeah,
it's you have 6 months to surrender all of your guns or all your crypto in this case. Those who do not after that amount of time, you're now a felon. You're now in possession of like
illegal financial firearms.
Yeah, exactly. Potentially like a threat to our national security, our national whatever the fuck. They're gonna spin a narrative.
Yeah,
and it's gonna convince a lot of people because it's pretty easy to make crypto and Bitcoin and blockchain look like a bad guy. It's easy. You just say, oh, it's mostly like illegal activity.
Yeah, but you know what? Part of a business model of a bank is to perform illegal activities. They get dinged all the time. And nothing happens to these guys.
Yeah,
they get $100 billion fines, and they still continue business.
Yeah, but you want to know why? Because
they're the infrastructure.
Yeah, it's to our benefit. You don't want to really rattle that too much because it's our leverage. Like I said, it's our thing.
Everybody's retirements, the 401ks, and I mean and
it's our control on the national stage. Like it's the reason why,
and that's the reason why those banks keep doing whatever they're doing. Committing fraud.
Exactly. Because they know like they have all that leverage. And like it's the reason why presidents, like American presidents, can impose these like ridiculous, outrageous tariffs on other nations and shit. And they can all they can really do about it is just play ball.
And you know what? Crypto enables the too big to fail, not big enough to fail. Because now they have an alternative. Now banks can actually fail because we have an alternative.
Yeah.
Any bank that's committing fraud or doing anything where they need a bailout to sustain themselves, they no longer need a bailout because we have an alternative.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. I mean, that's the thing about crypto. It levels the playing field for everyone involved, from countries to the individual who doesn't even have a bank account.
Yeah, but see, that's what we want. Yeah, us as like individuals,
as the
as the players in the game,
who are not winning.
Yeah, we're not winning. We're not the guys pulling these levers, and cutting these strings.
Yeah, but the reason why they have power is because they have money. And if the very thing that's giving us, I guess, hope in the financial realm, which is blockchain, erodes the power itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so how much power could they possibly have when to buy a car, it's no longer $20,000. It's like 0.2 of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
How much power could they possibly have at that point? And that's the thing. Like we're talking about like countries and banks and
that's why when that in that reality, it's no longer like what we expect today. Like
it's not $100 trillion Bitcoin. It's just
and it's also not. Yeah, there is no. I guess there's really no nation to really, I guess, leverage their control over the financial infrastructure. If Bitcoin's at that stage, and so is all of DeFi, is like a matured ecosystem for people to manage their wealth, to multiply their wealth, service their wealth essentially, without the need of these infrastructures that these powerful nations have in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's just different, man.
So now going back to the analogy of Silicon Valley, like the government really encouraging Silicon Valley to really make this technology, and how this crypto technology being cultivated by the United States is not the same because it directly affects their power structure. If they don't cultivate and really grow this technology, I think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot, because some other country will, and they will be the ones in power, just because they have the corporations who are onboarding billions of people. And I think the United States has that opportunity to be the forefront, be the country that cultivates this tech, because if they don't do it, somebody else will. And another country will be the one where you and I establish a crypto business in, right? It won't be in the United States. Yeah. I mean, it's even happening right now.
Yeah.
Right? When you start a crypto business, sometimes, in some cases, it's not in the United States. Yeah. Because you want to issue a token or whatever it is you want to do.
You have much more flexibility.
Yeah.
And
then only that, you're servicing Americans. And
but think about what these people building infrastructure in different countries are doing, though. They're creating the groundwork and the foundational architecture for a future where, again, like all the technological innovations that reside and centralized in the United States, they're all done too.
Yeah, that's true.
At some point. So again, that's another attack vector, like on the current established order of things.
That's true.
So it makes sense to kind of like I don't know, man. Like I don't know how to word it at this point. It's just it's not good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's good, but it's not good if you're in the government of the United States and any other
So we
losing leverage.
We like to talk about this subject in particular just because if you're new to the blockchain space, and
all you see are like colorful lines and charts and
everything
stuff
going up, right?
Yeah.
And then you start getting the influencers involved, like Gary Vee. He understands it enough to say things like, if you actually understood what blockchain will do, for sure America, Russia, and China won't let this happen easily.
Yeah, they shouldn't, because they stand to lose the most.
Yeah,
it's that simple. So, what that means,
but think about the implications though. Like we've never dealt with a technology that could disrupt society at this foundational level.
Like disrupt, disrupt is the key word. Yeah, I mean we've seen disruptive technologies in the past, but usually it's like
at sector level, not society level.
Well, no, we've seen societal changes, but it's usually like whatever positions are in power, like they stand to gain and benefit and even to multiply that power. And that, it's like we're building more additional tools to expand on that power and, grow the current beast.
Like social media.
Yeah. Information is like much more accessible now, but like who has the total grip on the balls of that? Like, government has their hands in the whole data infrastructure. Like at any point they could just yock whatever it is they want,
Yeah, subpoenas everywhere.
Yeah, they could totally just put an end to anything like that's outside of, their what's the word? Agenda.
Yeah.
So these are all
But this tech is different, right?
This is different. This is working to stop all of that.
Yeah.
Literally. And like if you truly understand what's being built here, you get it. Like that's what you get.
I can't wait to see what the future's like 50 years from now, just to see how countries have adopted or reacted or adapted to cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully
we're still around by then, like all of us.
Everything's nuked.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's the sad part about all this. If we're right, like a lot of us living today don't even understand. Well, a lot of us like who were raised in like fortunate areas, I guess, of the world.
Yeah.
Where there was not that much either civil unrest or, global. I mean, there's been wars, but largely doesn't impact, like tier 1 civilizations. Usually like the tier 1 civilizations bring the war to, sub-tier civilizations, unfortunately. Like it's kind of fucked, but it is kind of the way it's been. Yeah. So a lot of us living in these tier 1 civilizations, like a lot of us don't even know what that kind of existence would be like. A lot of those people who do know what that's like, that generation is pretty much dead almost. The last World War survivors. So they're not around anymore to kind of like, tell us like, hey, you guys better like slow your fucking roll because you don't know what's coming.
Yeah. We did some general like estimations at what would happen to the planet if one nuke went off.
Yeah.
And one nuke on the planet today would probably disrupt the entire planet. All over the whole world would be disrupted.
For sure.
Like anatomically disrupted. Like you would be able to feel the radiation. Like
I don't know if that's true.
I think so because
I don't think so.
What was that bomb that went off? That
they test nuclear weapons all the time. Oh, no, maybe not all the time.
Yeah, but those are
there's like
slivers of nuclear bombs.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Tsar Bomba, like the Tsar. I think that was like the largest nuclear detonation ever, like in recorded history. I think it was like a Russian bomb. I think it was like a hydrogen bomb or something like that.
That's the black and white video that everybody's seen where like the trees in the houses just get like blown up.
I think that video, that footage you're referring to is like earlier versions. Like the Tsar Bomba, oh my God, it's literally like out of a movie. Like
yeah, but
it looks like the Earth's core just exploded. Like it's that intense.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've probably seen it, but I can't remember what. But I'm talking about the recent bomb that went off in that city. It was like 1/10 of Hiroshima.
And the one in Beirut, I think?
Yeah, Beirut, yeah. It was like 1/10 the size of Hiroshima, and like we got like
pretty
HD.
Devastating.
Yeah, we have an HD video of that, and like
that was definitely like the craziest explosion I ever saw. I was like, "Whoa, dude!"
Yeah.
Like it felt like out of a movie. Like, dude, Michael Bay did it again, dude. It's like, I can't wait to see this one. Like, hold on, that actually happened. What? Yeah. Like literally, like buildings just fizzled and disintegrated like in an instant.
Damn.
Like a ton of people died in that explosion. But yeah, that was like 1/10 of the nuclear bombs that were detonated over Japan.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, 70, 80 years ago.
Yeah.
That's like 1/1000th of the potential of the bombs we currently have stockpiled. And like, again, these entities again that we're trying to disrupt and shake the foundations of, the countries in control and with all the power, like they're the ones who stockpiled these weapons.
Yeah, and they're like guarded by like floppy disks.
Floppy disks, dude.
Yeah.
Like holy crap, man. So, yeah. Having said all that,
we're super bullish, right?
Having said all that, I don't know. Like definitely like.
Yeah. So Gary Vee, all the links will be in the description. It's worth a listen. I mean, these videos are like from 2 minutes to 5 minutes long. So.
Yeah.
And they're interesting. I mean. If you've been around in the crypto space this long and watching these videos, you probably know a lot more than Gary Vee does.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're still interesting to get different people's perspective as to what's actually happening.
Yeah, but it's important to get a grasp on like the actual foundational implications of this technology that we talk about daily now. You know?
Yeah.
Because what we present to you guys daily on our like YouTube channel and stuff, it's the fluffy version of what's actually happening, you know? Like it's like marketing fluff of every project.
Sure.
You know, so but
which is important.
It's important, yeah, because I mean ultimately there's an active market here happening, so
yeah. And everybody's working on like a solution to something. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's so early that there's just so many problems.
Yeah.
And there's so many solutions, and there's so many people working to, you know, actually plug these holes in that ship.
Yeah,
you know, there's holes everywhere.
Man, that's why it's so exciting to be in this industry. I mean, I've been a part of other industries, and man, it's just not the same, dude. It's
like
not
total boomer,
total boredom, man. It's just like so terrible. There's no growth. There's no passion. There's no enthusiasm. It's just
it's the enthusiasm, dude. Like definitely, like the crypto community is like off the charts.
Yeah,
like. They're definitely like some of the smartest people I've ever interacted with in my life. Which just like in the people in our Discord, like you motherfuckers are some real gems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
y'all outthink us most of the time. You know, y'all should have your own freaking shows. I don't know what you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's pretty intense. And like it's cool to have all these people together, you know, because you never know what can come of that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of crypto. Like there's actual communities forming that are starting to govern themselves and like it's not just cool to have all these smart and like technically minded people and just people with great ideas together. Now the tools and infrastructures in place where they could self-organize and self-govern and actually like produce decentralized products and protocols and like services and shit like that.
Yeah.
We don't all have to be in the same building anymore, you know, and we could still have huge impact.
That's so true, man.
So crazy to think about. Yeah.
That's so true.
That's what's happening here. It's a true global, like, you know,
the fun
community.
Part is identifying the problems as they're happening so you can find the solutions, because those are solid like projects.
Oh, yeah.
Projects that are solving the problems before everybody recognizes.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I keep saying the graph all the time just because every single project is using the graph.
Yeah.
Every single one. It should be top 3.
Top 3? Damn.
Yeah, definitely.
What's number 3 right now?
There's like Cardano.
Or, yeah, it should be top 3. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's Cardano, and then we have Tether, and then we have XRP still in like the top 10, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
That means there's some like serious like
reckoning that's going to be happening.
Room for growth for a lot of these, like you're saying. These are like infrastructure, meaning like they'll be here for the next 10, 20 years potentially.
Easily.
So like, yeah, there's a lot of market penetration still left.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether it's this cycle or the next, I don't know, you know, or it could happen in between cycles, kind of like Chainlink, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like while everything else was crushing, Chainlink did
just hanging out. Yeah.
It was just like, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
You know, we're actually like core essential technology.
Because they solved a huge problem.
Yeah, a fundamental problem.
And only a few people understood it and recognized it. Yeah. And that's why it never like dumped really.
Yeah, it's only mimicked at this point. Like but there's actually a use case for more than one Oracle. It's not a bad thing. But yeah.
But the first move is always they tend to be the winner in the crypto space.
They tend to.
I mean, that's why Bitcoin is going to 100 trillion, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's not the most useful blockchain for a lot of purposes.
Yeah. Or it's definitely not.
Yeah. So there's we got Gary Vee, and one of the things that we haven't mentioned yet is Gary Vee's kind of into the blockchain space because of NFTs.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
That was really the main topic of the conversation.
Yeah, like he said, he bought Bitcoin in 2014. So did I, but I think he was. I mean, I was busy with college and stuff, so I bought it and I just kind of forgot about it.
He was already a millionaire, so when he bought it, he put like $5K or $10K.
Yeah, he probably heard some things like some ruffles in the you know, the internet space, like, oh, you heard of this Bitcoin thing? Back then, it was way less like, you know,
sexy.
Yeah, unless you were like actually in the development part of it, and you were there, you know, early Bitcoin community members probably had this realization a long time ago. Yeah. Like, oh, dude, this is gonna fuck everything. You know what I mean? You're like, oh shit. You know, that's probably like they're all just like,
I'm all in.
Yeah, they probably all have their bunkers on like remote islands by now. You know, because they clearly see what's coming. You know, these Bitcoin guys. But yeah, Gary Vee, he bought his Bitcoin in 2014, but now today he's like active in the NFT space. And the cool thing, it's cool to see, and even my own personal life. I mean, I've been in the space actively for the last 4 or 5 years now, and largely like the people close to me have kind of like, just kind of like ugh. Don't talk to me about that blockchain crypto stuff. You know, like it's like not interesting. It's not sexy. I don't know what it is. Like they just don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Until NFTs entered the realm, and now they're like it clicks for everybody. You know what I mean? Like
it's so weird.
Yeah, because it's just such a much more intimate experience. Like it's like, oh, you browse this marketplace of like all this colorful, vibrant stuff.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's art, whether it's game items, whether it's I don't know, just collectibles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, Top Shots, whatever. It's easy to understand. Like, oh, I just like looking at this thing. You're telling me I could buy this and there's value to it because other people want it and they're exchanging it. You know, there's marketplaces, just, you know, so they get it. And you're saying the reason I can't do this today, like on Facebook, is because they don't have a blockchain.
Yeah.
Right? Like they kind of understand it a little bit now.
Yeah, man, this is going to penetrate every single platform.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait, what is
NFTs?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Every single, especially Facebook. I mean, Facebook tried to get into the crypto space with Libra, but
they'll succeed at some point. I think a lot of Silicon Valley
dude.
will.
You know what? You know what's a bigger threat than Bitcoin? It's Libra. That's a bigger threat.
Are they like actively trying to like keep that shit afloat?
I think they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, we've talked about it in the past before. Libra wanted to collect all fiat currencies into a basket, issue you a Libra token, and then that basket was supposed to lock 1-for-1 for every Libra token. So that means that basket was not going to participate in the fractional reserve banking system, and thereby being a black hole for the money for the money system. And a black hole for the money system is not good for Bitcoin for the dollar. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that Libra was a bigger threat, and they shut it. I mean, they try to shut it down, and they put like
see, that's the thing. I think they immediately recognize like the potential threat. Like
Silicon
Valley and big tech already has so much power and influence.
But
over society.
you know what contributed to slowing it down, putting that resistance on Facebook, was Facebook itself. They already have like a bad record on keeping things, you know, keeping security and privacy and all that.
Yeah.
So having Facebook run a money system would be completely detrimental to society and especially the government.
Yeah, but the funny thing is like the architecture that we're trying to set up is not much different than like what a lot of blockchains are today, in the sense that like they had like a node.
Yeah.
They like, we call them nodes here in the decentralized universe. I think they call them nodes too, but they're largely run by like, you know, Fortune 500 big tech companies. There's like 20, 30 of them.
That's right.
A lot of blockchains operate off of that same like consensus model where there's like 20, 30 like centralized nodes. Binance Smart Chain's very categorize itself in that kind of like, you know, architecture.
Yeah.
That's why people, you know, the ETH maxis are like, nah. Like I know it's much more scalable, it's a much more pleasurable user experience for your DeFi, but it's not true to what crypto is all about, you know?
Yeah.
It's just it's like an alternate version to like a Libra type ecosystem. Like it's not true crypto. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about this, dude. It's all about this ether.
Yeah,
like,
Ethereum.
At the end of the day, you know? It's got all its problems and flaws, but dude, nothing happens overnight, man. It's just, this is not like a fucking overnight success story. This is a true marathon.
Yeah.
know?
Overnight successes happen over 10 years.
Oh.
Think about that.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they actually just happen. You know? But yeah, I mean, we gave the internet plenty of time to mature. So we're going to give Ethereum and like, you know, the rest of the space more time to mature, and it'll all pan out.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, Big Gub comes and ruins the show.
Yeah, and that's where the debate is. Like, what are they going to do? And I don't know. I mean, they could do tons of things, but
yeah, nobody knows.
But
except them.
Here's an example of the capabilities that blockchain provides, and Decentral Games, probably the beacon in Decentraland right now in terms of like making progress and like actually making headway into building out the metaverse, is now they're hiring people to work inside the casino.
Yeah. It's a virtual casino, right? If you don't know what Decentraland is, it's like one of the earliest probably the
projects.
earliest. Yeah, one of the earliest NFT projects, and definitely like the pioneering project for like the metaverse space, at least from a crypto perspective. Like there's been other like game products, like what's it called, Second Life,
yeah.
World of Warcraft. You can categorize into this like truly pioneering like a metaverse where like people prefer a virtual life to a physical one.
Yeah.
But and then largely for good reason. Like in Second Life's case, a lot of people made actual, it was actually financially a better decision to allocate their time to that virtual world because they're actually making money, they're running businesses, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the vision for Decentraland, right? So this is like kind of like evidence of it being possible, right? Like these guys started a virtual casino, it's generating revenue. Now they have a job requirement that's yet to be fulfilled.
Yeah, yeah. Because think about onboarding the normies into a casino where you have to use cryptocurrencies to play.
Yeah. Not an easy task.
Yeah, you have to walk them through MetaMask and then bridging to Matic and then getting your Matic mana or Polygon mana.
Yeah, that's right. Dude, it's so hard to like transition away from Matic.
I actually like the word Matic.
Yeah, I do too.
I liked it.
Polygon. Every time I hear Polygon, I think of like polymath.
Yeah.
So I get confused. I'm like poly.
Yeah. There's like a news
totally
organization called Polygon, I think.
Yeah.
Like a game news organization.
Yeah, but like historically, rebrands are usually pretty like solid crypto moves. You know what I mean? I don't know why.
That's weird.
It's just like good, like it's like a big headline grabber. It's like, oh shit, these guys are morphing into something.
Yeah.
It just like feels
evolving.
Like, it's like just shed off all their old like saggy skin.
Yeah.
It's like this new butterfly. But
I guess Polygon and but the most important thing about this announcement is like you can actually make somewhat of a living. Just
potentially depending on how much you're compensated. But I mean it's a gig.
Yeah.
That is the point of like the metaverse. Like it's that's what's going to be the backbone and the foundation for people to want to again allocate the majority of their living time in the virtual world as opposed to the physical. I
mean, we sort of predicted something like this were to happen in Decentraland because Decentraland is such a huge platform and what they're building is so mind-numbingly like huge in the fact that the implications of a decentralized world and it governed by a community, it's huge. And I think working for the metaverse is going to be a very common thing in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen movies about it, right? Every movie that's ever been existed has predicted the future, essentially. We have like Star Trek with like flip phones and tablets, and then now we have Ready Player One with like this virtual space where people are making money. Yeah,
because like the physical reality, like according to that movie, is just like dystopic as fuck. It's just like, to me, is actually pretty cool looking. Like all these like railroad boxcar houses. Like I'm actually constructing one of those myself. I think they look cool.
Yeah,
I like the idea of like railroad, tiny homes. But into that movie, I was like, that's the sign of like, damn, they're not doing well.
But you know what?
You know what I mean?
Maybe blockchain has caused that reality. Like, remember how we were saying earlier that this blockchain could cause World War III?
No, nobody's saying it's going to cause World War III.
Well,
like I said, if you remove World War III is coming. Like I said, no matter
regardless,
what. Only because of like, this legacy finance system is teetering on its edge, and once it's done, that's usually like the prelude to like conflict. Whenever nations lose, the stability.
Yeah,
it now becomes like a debate, like over like survival. I guess at that point.
Sure.
There's like it's just that's whenever tension rises, and we're humans. We might be 100 years into the future. Our technology is great, but at the end of the day, we're still stupid.
Yeah, I mean, our technology is evolving way faster than our brains are. Yeah. Right? Our brains are no different than we were 100,000 years ago when, like, we were still figuring out how to like.
Yeah, the only thing we've
feed
changed,
a community.
Yeah, the only thing we've changed is our environment that we exist in.
Yeah,
slowly, bit by bit, piece by piece. But now the world that we get. The world we like log into is like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just accelerating so quickly. It wasn't the case a couple hundred years ago.
Yeah.
Largely, you log in, and like by the time you log out, it's like you didn't really do much.
Yeah.
You might have tended to the fields a couple times here and there. A couple of good bangs here and there.
Yeah.
That's about it, dude. That's the extent of living.
Yeah.
Much simpler, probably like lot less to stress about. But anyways, well, how do we get onto that?
Well, yeah, we're just talking about actually working for the metaverse.
Yeah.
But
because but how do we get back in the doom and gloom trajectory though? I forget.
Well, because in Ready Player One, we had an environment of a dystopic environment, right?
Yeah.
And I was saying that dystopic environment could have been caused by the ramifications of the disruption
collapse of legacy finance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe.
Yeah.
But guess what? All that technology that was going on in the metaverse, what do you think supports it? It's blockchain.
Yeah, that's right.
The fact that people are in like a virtual world and they're engaging in like play to earn type scenarios where they can enter a battlefield and fight people like also with these headsets on around the world.
Yeah.
And they're earning like virtual currencies that are actually like supporting their lives. That's actually what's being built. That's what Decentraland is going to be. Yeah. And like you're saying, because of that, that's where the eyeballs are going to come in, and like people are going to build actual services and businesses in these virtual worlds, and you got an actual economy happening.
Yeah.
That maybe could even outperform like real physical economies.
Oh, I think so. I mean, we have what was that metaverse that we mentioned earlier? Second Life.
Yeah.
They had $1 billion in revenue 1 year. Mm-hmm. $1 billion in revenue. That's a ton of money.
And it's like a relatively like niche community. Like it wasn't really that big.
And it wasn't blockchain based. So all the assets that people like contributed to building were based on like an honor system.
Yeah. You could think of it as like an early crypto project in a sense.
It's a prototype of a metaverse.
Yeah, like we have tons of $1 billion ecosystems at this point now. So it's just like, it was a prototype.
But $1 billion in revenue is different than like your coin being worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is different. But yeah, if Second Life had a coin, hint, mana, hint.
Yeah.
Like imagine the value of that beast. So yeah, Decentraland needs $1 billion in revenue. That should be priority.
Damn, can you imagine $1 billion like flowing in and out of Decentraland?
Yeah, flowing into the DAO, and then that money like flowing out to build even more, more products and services.
And in the grand scheme of things, $1 billion is not even like that much. But it's a lot for the metaverse, that's for sure.
Fuck yeah, it's a lot, dude. Damn. But yeah, like what does that do to the valuation of mana? I mean, I'll let you speculate. But in order to get to that point, there's a lot that needs to be done.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we're trying to tackle some of those core issues. Just like there's a lot of issues in the broader crypto space, there's a lot present in the metaverse too that need to be addressed.
Yeah, there's definitely huge problems, but that's the beauty. Wherever there's a problem, there's an opportunity.
Yep.
And so you just got to take advantage. And one of the crazy things that we learned is you just have to do something, just build something, and you don't know where things will lead.
True. It's definitely better to just whatever it is you think like your thing is, and like
yeah, it's better just to jump in
and follow your gut for sure.
Yeah.
Like your gut is I don't know what it is. Like your gut is usually onto something.
Yeah. It's like look at our Discord community. They're finding gems and like legit gems. Like what was it, Boba or P-Dub? They found Quick Swap at 70 cents. Right now it's $550.
That's so fucking crazy. That was like a month ago or something.
Yeah. It's probably
because they recognized, they saw Matic was looming, and there's a DEX that just got built on Matic.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably a good idea if Matic is ever going to take off as a layer 2, which we all kind of saw layer 2 coming, because if you recognize the problems of Ethereum, if you truly understand Ethereum and, the dilemma all decentralized applications face, I mean, all you do is simply interact with one, and then you're hit in the face with that problem.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so clearly we need like some solutions to this problem. Layer 2 is probably like positioned the best currently because they've been actively working at this problem for like the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So it's probably not a bad idea to hop on the first DEX that, leverages that scalable environment.
Yeah. See,
I don't know why, like,
fortunes reward those who do the research and understand the problems beforehand.
Yeah, you understand the problem, you see the solution, bam.
Yeah.
I'm in. So yeah.
Man.
So congrats to all of y'all who got on that rocket ship for sure.
But
that was a beast.
But the point is like you have to just jump in and do the thing that you have that gut feeling like you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how the dots will connect in the future. You can only like connect the dots looking in the past, which is a quote from Steve Jobs.
What do you say?
He said, whenever you do something, make sure you just go out and do it, because you can never connect the dots looking into the future. You can only connect them looking back.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of like in your present moment, you should just be taking as many shots as you can, I guess.
Yeah. And then seeing what sticks and going down that path.
Yeah, like if as long as you maximize your shot attempts, like at some point there's going to be like a nice clean path that in retrospect you'll be able to see.
Like,
that was it.
Yeah.
That was the thing. That was how you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently. Yeah, you're right. That's interesting to think about. Yeah. At the moment, like you have no idea where that's going to take you. It's actually crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not to get into like Steve Jobs quotes. I mean, because that's kind of like cringe.
Yeah.
But it is important to like learn from these
rest in peace.
Yeah. Learn from these giants. Like we have to stand on the shoulders of giants, because they were able to accomplish things that, we can only wish to accomplish. Like,
yeah, man.
And we got Elon and dude, and still, man, there's so much to build. It's crazy.
Yeah, see, that's what's so wild about like humans. It's like we never stop.
Yeah, we never stop.
Like there's no point in time where we're just gonna like, you know what, we're good.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, we've done enough.
Yeah.
What is that? Like, why did we do that?
I don't know. I mean, maybe we're like.
Not everyone does that. Clearly, there's like just people. They have no desire to really,
But I imagine that group of people there's so few of them that, let's say, like you become a millionaire and all of a sudden they just like end up doing nothing for the rest of their life. Like, I think that number of people are a lot less than those who become millionaires and still continue doing stuff.
Yeah, they leverage now that power that they have, because with capital, comes a lot more, I guess, power, potential to do things,
Yeah,
execute.
Speaking of millionaires, there was a ton of millionaires who made money on Top Shots, NFTs.
Yeah. Congrats to all y'all too, man.
Hey, man, if there was ever, it's like we're all waiting for Pokemon to drop their NFTs.
Yeah, we're waiting,
dude. Because once they do, they'll be the biggest NFT project by far.
Yeah.
It's going to like surpass like a Charizard.
It almost won't be fair.
Yeah. But they cultivated, I guess, a following over the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what point like NFT as an industry has to. I think they probably won't do it in the.
You know what? It's like Tesla. All these corporations didn't go into Bitcoin until it was worth $1 trillion. Once it was worth $1 trillion, you have businesses coming in. I think once NFTs are moving like billions and billions of dollars, that's when Pokemon says, "Oh, there's a lot of liquidity here. I'm going to drop our own NFTs."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they're going to siphon billions of dollars all in one swing.
Yeah, it's actually kind of mind-blowing to think the NBA has front-run this hard into this industry, considering exactly what you just said. Like, the NFTs is such an infant space.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so early. But like they were willing to like stake their reputation on something so early.
Yeah, that's true.
So unproven.
That's true.
Either that means they're just like fucking next level, like,
But you know what? The pandemic contributed to this.
Because they were really hurting?
They were really hurting.
They were really looking for like, alternate revenue avenues, I'm assuming. But still, like at the time, I'm sure they pitched this idea. I mean, the team from CryptoKitties are the ones who pitched it to them. Yeah. Like at most, what did CryptoKitties probably generated $20 million, $30 million over their lifespan.
Yeah. They're like, listen, graybeards, this is what an NFT is, and we made cats. Yeah. And it sold for billions. Like you can do the exact same thing instead of cats, but GIFs of dunks. I mean, I'm sure it was really hard to convince them. Like, dude, this is crazy.
Who the fuck is
who's gonna buy a GIF for $100?
Yeah, and they secured this deal before like NFTs were taking off. So, dude, whoever's on Top Shots, like Pitchboard,
yeah,
goddamn, good fucking job.
And I'm sure they have a bunch of young people. I mean, I'm sure they have a bunch of young people who probably understood it extremely quick, and they're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. But yeah, so then right now NBA is benefiting. Like I think even like their fandom loves it. Like all of my friends who are into basketball, they love it. They're like, dude, this is the shit.
Dude, it makes sense because we used to collect basketball cards. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, man.
Except way cooler.
Digital media, like ownable digital media, is definitely a game changer, dude.
Yeah.
Every day you just see more and more. Now you're starting to see musicians on board.
That's right.
Like either launching like unreleased singles or like full on album releases, like NFT'd.
Yeah.
Like, and they're selling for insane amounts. Like, so it's an actual revenue model now outside of, like, again, another central dilemma of like centralized control, like record companies. You know, they have artists by such the balls. Like so many balls, like they have a death grip on those poor musicians.
Yeah, they do.
And a lot of cases.
Imagine a musician who's like super deep into the internet, right? Like making YouTube videos of music videos and what's that guy's name? I want to say Paul, the guy with the tattoos on his face.
Oh, Post Malone.
Post Malone. There you go. He started on YouTube.
Yeah.
And what if his first song was minted by him as an NFT?
Yeah, I think that's where we're headed. Like a lot of these like current day superstars, they started on SoundCloud and YouTube. You know, they create music, they just throw it out on the internet and hope it sticks. And for some reason it does. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, for a lot of people, the majority. But yeah, you do the same thing, but like on an NFT platform, and you allow people to like people's
speculation.
Yeah, instead of like how many likes a song got on SoundCloud, it's like how much fucking revenue this NFT is making. It's actual direct value being transferred from your fandom to the artist, and there's nothing in between.
Dude, and that's like infinitely tradable.
Yeah.
Like the guy who buys the first min of a song for, $500.
Yeah.
Can be traded, and part of that revenue can go back to the artist.
Is this? Yeah, I mean, it's already happening to, freaking artists like Ferocious and stuff. I don't know anything about the art world, so it's like I don't know what it was like. I think it was really bad.
It has to be bad.
Before crypto. That's why like the stereotypes of like the struggling artist, you know, like most people who like really are passionate about art, like they struggle in life because they don't have the avenues outside of like maybe like big I don't know, museums and shit. I don't know. I don't know how you made money as an artist back. You have to probably get like marketing jobs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And this is like a small pie, but now they have direct access to the consumer.
Yeah.
So like, dude, that's revolutionary. Once again, like now the companies who are the middleman are fucked.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
man, is that a good thing though? Like, but you know what? That's technology. That's what happens.
Yep.
People who used to make cars are no longer are replaced by robots. Tech.
Oh God.
Right. So these middleman institutions are going to be replaced by blockchain. So I mean, here it comes.
Here it comes, dude.
Or it's already here.
Yeah, it's coming. Oh wow.
We do a bunch of like short videos, and we talk about all kinds of different crypto projects, from like the 10 million market cap to like the 40 billion market cap. And make sure you watch those videos. They're short. Like and subscribe. That does a ton for the YouTube algorithm. Clearly, we've optimized it the best that we can, making content like every single day. So we appreciate just a simple like and subscribe. And make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner and also at MetaZone.io. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I think we'll see you next week.
Yep. All right. Peace out.